This one is lock, unlock, lock. Give it 5 to 7 seconds roughly, and there she goes. Alright guys, so we're getting ready to install the harness in the Escape. There's 2 connectors up here under the column, and then the OBD2 right here, and that is it aside from the parking light wire, which is over in the passenger kick panel. So this is a really quick install. There's a 7mm, as you saw at the beginning of the video, that you remove from the back side of the steering column here, and then a T20 that's on the front part that you remove. Those are the only 2 screws that you guys need to remove. Everything else just pops down, pop it out, super easy. The module is going to reside right back in here by that wire loom. You guys can reach underneath the dash, you'll see my hand here, and we're going to zip tie it back in there to the left. Alright, so we're going to install the harness now. Grab the OBD2 connector, plug in the factory port to our black male port here. Do this first, and then insert this down here into the hole from the back side. If you guys do it the other way, it's really hard to get this connection done. And then we're just going to go ahead and leave this up here, the pigtail, for now. Grab the other main ignition harness. We're going to go ahead and pop this out up here, plug it into the mating connector of our harness, and then plug the factory style back into its location. And then our transponder plug is right here, which is this little guy. It's a 4-pin plug, got a red nose on it. So go ahead and grab our matching connector there, plug it in, and that's going to leave you with a 6-pin connector here that you're not going to use. So tape it, zip tie it, whatever you need to do so it doesn't rattle. You guys are going to tidy this up. There's lots of room up in here, but make sure that it does not get in the way of the screw holes that you where you need to reinsert the 7mm and the T20. Alright, we got the harness completely installed. Before we zip tie it along the factory loom here and break it over back in there to the left where we're going to zip tie it nice and tidy, we're going to go ahead and program the module out here in the open where it's a lot easier to do than laying on your back way up under the dash. So we do not have the parking light relay installed yet. As you can see, the brown white is not connected. If you guys look at the installation guide for this specific vehicle, it shows us that we hook the yellow program wire up to the purple yellow, which we have done using the provided little butt connector. So just strip back a little bit of wire, put the butt connector on, crimp it down, and repeat the process on the other wire. The other 2 wires right here we are going to tape up after we program it to secure them and isolate them. So let's get to it. It does not matter which order you plug these in, as long as this little 4-pin connector with the red, black, blue, and white wires is last. So I'm going to go ahead and plug everything in here. We're going to take this little guy and we're going to hold the program button. We're going to insert the 4-pin connector These lights are going to cycle here, and we're going to release it when those two outsides are red and blue, and it'll keep cycling. I just released it. They stay red and blue. Now you guys need two valid keys. They cannot be clones or copies. They have to be two OEM separate coded keys. So if you guys have two keys from the dealership, I would say that you are safe on that part. Clone keys will not program. If you guys only have one key, please let us know and we can still program this, but you're going to have to send the module back for it to get done. Anyway, so here we go. Red and blue. Take key 1. You're going to turn ignition on for 3 seconds. I usually wait for 3 dings. Take it out. Put the second key in. Do the same thing. And notice we're still red and blue here. Take it out. Push the button until ignition turns on. Let go. Those are going to flash, and then after a couple seconds the blue light should start flashing, which means programming is complete. So there we go. So now when it's flashing, tap this button one time. Ignition will turn off and programming is complete. So now we're going to go ahead and, this is our no honk kit, so we're going to hit lock, unlock, lock. You'll notice that the blue light flashed every press. The red light turns on. And there we go. We're running. If you guys had the phone module, it would plug in here with the splitter, but we're going to go ahead and fish this over, get it all mounted, and then we're going to show you how to hook the parking light relay up so our parking lights will turn on. Okay guys, so we got the harness completely installed underneath the steering column and it is ready to go on, but I usually reassemble the vehicle after I do my full testing of everything. So you can see here there's the screw hole. Our harness is out of the way of it. The second screw hole is back in here. Our harness is out of the way of it. We are zip tied to the factory harness that comes down, and you can see where we break off to the left. And then down here we are completely installed minus the parking light relay, which will plug into here, and then that's our trigger wire. Aside from that, we are ready to go. You will basically feed that module and you will zip tie it right over here to that big wire loom right there, so everything is secure and stationary. So we got the parking light relay plugged in. I have the wires stripped off a little bit. We're going to go ahead and use this little butt connector, put the wire in it, crimp it down, and that will secure that connection. But basically what we're going to do is just run this underneath the carpet, and then we're going to cruise it over to the passenger side by using one of these big long HVAC zip ties from Home Depot or Lowe's. Make sure that you route the parking light wire underneath the carpet, away from the steering shaft and any other moving parts. The easiest place to go is right back there against the firewall. Go ahead and pull it, Zach. So we got the white wire over here. This is our passenger side carpet that you pull up to access the body harness where our parking light wires are. The wire colors on our install guide show purple, green, and you can clearly see 3 wires right there, and I think there was a 4th one, this little guy too. So there's 4 purple green wires, and you guys need to double check and use a meter or test light to confirm parking light confirmation before you connect these, because you could severely damage your vehicle if you blindly connect these and just guess. So don't do that. Read the red box on the back of our install guide. Alright guys, so I got the parking light wires tapped here. We're going to go ahead and cut these off here in a second and solder these connections on. But for demonstration purposes, we do have the spade taps on here. So you basically just kind of plug those in right there, push them down all the way where they're completely secure, tuck the excess back here, and you're good to go. So to test these, I'm going to show you guys real quick. I actually have a power probe. This thing's legit, but the 2 wires that we tap here, it's clearly showing ground. And then I'm gonna have Zach flip the parking lights on. So go ahead and flip it on right now, the switch. And you can see that it goes to 12 volts here. Now turn it off, it'll go back to ground. So for example, this one is not a parking light wire, but it's purple green. So this one actually shows ground. And then turn parking lights on. And we're still showing ground with the parking lights on. But if I come back over to here, we got 12 volts. This one's showing ground, which is clearly not a parking light wire. So make sure you guys can use a test light. Multimeter is preferable, but mine is, I don't even know where mine's at the moment. But we got ground, turn parking lights on, 12 volts. And there you go. That's how you test it. Alright guys, so we got the 16 Ford Escape done. This is going to be the same install across a couple platforms, which we will post on the product page. But on this particular kit, we're going to go ahead and push lock, unlock, lock, which obviously the horn did not honk. Give it about 5 seconds or so, she'll fire up. The doors remain locked. Our ignition is on. The air conditioner is blowing. And we are good to go. We actually pulled this outside because the customer called during the install and wanted to add the phone module on. So we got it plugged in and we're out here waiting on it to connect to the GPS. And the parking lights will come on front and rear. When you guys are ready to come out and leave, just simply press the unlock button. You can get in. Go ahead and shut the door. As you can see, we're still on. If you guys push the brake right now, it's going to turn off. So what you need to do is go ahead, insert the key, turn it forward, and now when you push the brake pedal, we are still on. You can put it in drive, you can put it in reverse, the camera will pop up, and you're good to go.